Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
We got the band back together here on THV 11 Plus. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Hayden Balgavy.
And I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm meteorologist Tracy Bean.
Good morning, I'm Ashley King. It's off
Glad
to
to
a
have
good
you
start.
back, Ashley.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be back. It was
couple of days
yeah,
off.
just a Friday, Monday off to spend some time with my daughter who was playing in a basketball tournament in Indianapolis. My first time in Indianapolis.
Pretty cool little town.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good sports town. There's a lot to do
Well, and
sports-wise.
there was a little bit going on when you were there,
That's
too.
right.
You got to see some famous faces.
Yeah, we got to watch the Indiana Fever play. So Caitlin
awesome.
Clark's team.
Oh,
yeah, her team. No, she's the only one.
Well, you know what's so
but
funny?
It's a great team.
Well,
It was Reggie Miller's town, it was Peyton Manning's town, and now it is Caitlin Clark's town.
Yeah,
That
I know.
is.
Driving past, what is it, Lucas Oil
Stadium?
Stadium
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
thinking, you know, Peyton built that basically.
It's a beautiful little downtown there. It's great,
so
nice little town.
nice. Yeah, I wish we could have spent some more time just walking around a little bit, but we had a lot of games, basketball games to attend as
your
far as my daughter playing.
But
yeah.
you still got to see the,
We did.
the Heat play, right?
Right, we
Yeah.
saw the Fever.
Excuse
yes.
me, the Fever, yes.
And just the atmosphere in the stadium too was really cool. You know, some of our friends that were at the game said that it wasn't that long ago that they went to a WNBA game in Indianapolis, and that it was basically in a high school stadium.
Yeah.
So Caitlin Clark and all of the
I love
excitement.
that it's as big as it is now.
Yeah,
I
it's
absolutely
really
love
built.
that. They deserve it as well.
She and Brittany Griner both have really helped just women's basketball.
Right,
in general,
Angel
but-
Reese. In fact, we're going to be in Chicago in just a few weeks.
Oh,
and
nice.
so my daughter said, we need to go to another WNBA game. And then the Fever are going to be playing in Chicago when we're
That's
there.
the rivalry.
At the United Center, or
That's the
I guess
rivalry.
so, but that's where we.
That's the rivalry
That's
right
the
there.
one we need to go
Clark
to.
versus Reese.
That's
the
right.
rivalry.
Yeah. So I mean, we're not really a fan of any one team, but just fans in general of all of it. And so it's
Yeah.
exciting
That's
to watch.
exciting. And you get to do it together. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
All
for
right.
sure.
Well, the biggest rivalry we've got here is Arkansans versus bumper-to-bumper traffic. So
true.
hopefully we're going to win that battle this morning, and Ashley's going to let us know.
That's right. Well, it's just starting to pick up. It's 7:03 now, so traffic is really just starting to increase, as we can see how the volume is increasing right here at the North Terminal Interchange. This is Interstate 40 onto Interstate 30. As you can see, heading into downtown Little Rock, it is looking a little bit slow, but traffic is moving nicely. No backups or delays right now. There is an accident that we've been watching in Faulkner County. This is on Highway 64, just outside of Conway between Valonia and Conway. So if you're traveling in that direction, you may see some slowdowns because this is impacting all lanes of traffic. So this is an accident that just happened about 40 minutes ago. We're looking at our drive times right now into downtown Little Rock. They're starting to increase just a little bit. Conway into Little Rock, 23 minutes. If you're leaving from around Highway 5 and there in Cabot coming into downtown Little Rock, 20 minutes. From Benton, it is a 20-minute drive. Not looking too bad, but we'll check those again here in just a bit. Right now we're getting a check of weather with Tracy.
Thanks so much, Ashley. Glad to have you back in studio with us. We are watching a few rain showers. Luckily, that hasn't impacted central Arkansas. We've remained dry this morning. But if you are in the Russellville, Fort Smith area, or even Hot Springs area, which we'll see in here in just a second, you're probably a little wet this morning. We're continuing to see those storms push off to the north. Also seeing some stronger storms right around Batesville and Newport as well. Nothing severe at this time, but we could have some heavy rain showers from this as well. Central Arkansas, again, mainly staying dry, but we're starting to see some of those showers pick up around Hot Springs, starting to dissipate a little bit, but I can see right there in the corner, Mount Ida, just to the south, is starting to see some development as well. We'll keep an eye on those. Now, we do have a flood watch for a good portion of the state. This is going to be through 1 p.m. today. We could see some locally heavy amounts. We've got a few more showers coming through later tonight, but this will have expired by then, so I'm hoping we're starting to kind of dry out from that just a little bit. But here's what we're tracking, and we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. We're going to turn off that rain and crank up the heat, and probably need to drink some water for those heat alerts that are going to be issued. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Developing now, millions of people across the Northeast are dealing with the aftermath of intense storms that pushed entire cities past their limits overnight.
Floodwaters surging into streets, homes, even subway stations as powerful thunderstorms dumped heavy rain across the region. Now, in parts of Pennsylvania, more than 7 inches falling in under 5 hours.
New Jersey's governor declaring a state of emergency with water rescues unfolding all morning and roads remaining underwater. Bradley Blackburn reports on the urgent response and the threat that's still looming.
Water surged into New York City's subway stations and right onto trains, bringing the nation's largest mass transit system to a grinding halt. Just after rush hour Monday, service was suspended on key routes. And above ground, it wasn't any better. Strong winds and heavy rain ripped through the area, with parts of multiple states under flash flood warnings. In New York Central Park, more than 2 inches were recorded in just 1 hour.
This is no joke.
New Jersey's governor declared a state of emergency. In Plainfield, houses flooded and trees toppled.
I've never seen flooding like this.
And in Scotch Plains, floodwaters stranded drivers on overwhelmed roadways.
The water was right here
In the car, up to
in
you.
the car.
Rescue crews pulled this man through the water by rope, and other crews used boats and even a front loader to get people to safety.
We tried to go up the road and we couldn't, so they told us just to stay there, and they came and picked me up in a loader.
Mountjoy, Pennsylvania was also hard hit, clocking more than 7 inches of rain. And in Ellicott City, Maryland, officials got ahead of the storms, closing businesses and streets early, even towing cars before the water rose.
I feel like they were very prepared for what happened.
Powerful weather that took millions of others by surprise. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
An investigation is now underway into the cause of a fire that killed 9 people and injured dozens more at an assisted living facility in New England. The fire broke out around 9:30 Sunday night at Gabriel House in Fall River, Massachusetts. Fire officials say when crews arrived, they found people hanging from windows, desperate for help.
When you pull up to a building, the first thing you see is the fire, but then you see the multiple people that are asking to be helped and begging to be helped out the windows. So that's where it complicates the scene and makes everything more difficult. So that is something that none of us want to ever pull up to. So, and unfortunately, like I said, that happened here.
One person remains in critical condition this morning. 5 firefighters were also hurt. Officials say about 70 residents lived in the home.
A new report warns that 30 of Arkansas's 47 rural hospitals faces possible closure, with 11 of them at immediate risk of closure. That's nearly a quarter of the state's rural hospitals, ranking Arkansas 8th in the nation. Nationwide, more than 300 rural hospitals face the same urgent threat. The analysis comes from a healthcare think tank and uses data from before Congress passed the Big Beautiful Bill last week, legislation that's expected to have a major impact on health care. Experts say avoiding closures will take cooperation between public and private insurers to rethink how care is paid for.
After years of safety upgrades on the highways leading to Hot Springs, city leaders now want to focus on improving the roads within the city itself. They have launched a public survey aimed at identifying problem areas. Hot Springs Assistant City Engineer Michael Hill says the feedback will help the city target specific locations that need work.
It looks in our city where we have the most crashes. It could be pedestrian, motorcycle cars, but all the safety issues, and it may be anything from leaving the road to where the accidents actually occur. We're really focusing on either fatalities or serious injuries.
The city also hopes the results will strengthen its case for federal funding to make those upgrades happen. A public meeting is scheduled for July 24th to give residents another chance to weigh in alongside that online survey.
Time now, just about 7:10. President Trump is putting pressure on Russia to agree to a peace deal with Ukraine, warning that Russia's trading partners could face steep new tariffs if it doesn't. While meeting with NATO's Secretary General Monday, the president pushed a plan to sell weapons, including Patriot missiles, to NATO for Ukraine's defense. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky met with U.S. envoy Keith Kellogg and later spoke with President Trump, expressing his country's readiness to work toward peace. In an interview with the BBC, President Trump says he's disappointed in Vladimir Putin and now trusts almost no one after several failed peace attempts. A new Supreme Court ruling Monday clears the way for the Trump administration to move forward with plans to lay off nearly 1,400 Department of Education employees. The 6-3 decision issued through the court's shadow docket overrides a lower court's block on the layoffs, while the case moves through the standard appeals process. Those employees have been on paid leave since March as the legal battle plays out.
A proposed $1.1 billion cut to public media could deal a major blow to one of Arkansas's most celebrated arts events. According to Arkansas Advocate, the Hot Springs Documentary Film Festival, now in its 34th year, relies heavily on federal funds under threat now from Congress. The festival's Filmmaker Forum, a key program for developing local talent, receives most of its support from a $160,000 grant through the Cooperation for Public Broadcasting. Executive Director Ken Jacobson says losing that support could mean shorter festival days, fewer guests, and cuts to vital programs. The U.S. Senate must vote by Friday to decide the fate of the funding, part of a larger effort to rescind billions already approved by lawmakers.
Time down to turn back to Ashley Kane with the check of the roads this morning. Ashley?
Yeah, good morning. We are seeing a couple of, one accident in some areas that are experiencing some delays this morning with some heavy traffic. For example, right behind me, you see I-530. This is heading into downtown Little Rock. We have some sluggish traffic right here. It's moving pretty slow, slower than usual this morning. It is 7:12, so we are seeing some areas where the traffic is very heavy, and this is definitely one of those areas right now. As you can see across the metro, the usual spots like around the Bass Pro Shop, we're seeing slowdowns into Little Rock. The North Terminal interchange not looking too bad right now, but we're also watching an accident, as you can see at the very top of the screen, that is in Faulkner County. This is Highway 64 between Valonia and Conway. That is an accident going westbound, but it's impacting all lanes of traffic. And just a heads up too, there is some construction that's going on I-30 around Rockport, around that exit, and also on Highway 67 in the Glen Rose area. So construction there, as well as the construction that we've been seeing at the Vandenberg exit in Jacksonville. So you may experience some slowdowns in those areas too. Drive times right now pretty steady. It's 23 minutes in to downtown Little Rock from Conway, 20 minutes from Cabot, and just 20 minutes from Benton. We will get another look at those here in just a few minutes. Now let's get a look at the weather with Tracy. Hey there.
Hey, good morning. We are looking at dry conditions here in central Arkansas, which is making traffic a little bit easier. But you can see we do have some bigger clouds, some cloudy conditions as we're looking out towards the western portion of the state. Right now we are staying dry at 77, that humidity around 96%. A little breeze out there to pick things up this morning, around 9 to 10 miles per hour. Your planner for today is going to include a mix of sunshine and clouds. We're going to see that high today a little bit warmer into the lower to mid 90s. It's going to feel like 102. That humidity is really bumping up. Then we're also going to see a few of those showers and storms start to push into our area later tonight. Can't rule out a stray shower as we're heading into the morning and afternoon hours as well. It'll just be a bit more widespread as we're heading into the evening. Now we are looking tomorrow to really start to warm things up, and things are really going to dry out. 96 for a high, feeling like 105 to 106 at times. That means we're really going to start to feel that heat index value come into play, and we're going to continue to see those temperatures rise as we're heading through the rest of the week. We'll talk more about this very hot forecast coming up in a couple of minutes.